Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version Bible of the Bible to write the book of Zion. So, if you want to check my passages to make sure that yes, God actually did say that, you'll want to go to the King James Version Bible of the Bible because that's where the actual text that I'm telling you comes from. And I encourage you to do this. Don't ever take my word for it. Find out for yourself. Anyway, today I'm reading the 19th chapter of the book of Zion. It's completely written in Bible verse, as are all the books of all the chapters of the books of Zion. And I'll give you the book, chapter, and heading at the end so that you can look them up for yourselves. This is chapter 19, and it's called Now Will I Rise. Now I now I will rise, saith the Lord. Now will I be exalted. Now will I lift myself up. Ye shall conceive chaff. You shall bring forth stubble. Your breath as fire shall devour you. And the people shall be as the burnings of lime, and as thorns cut up shall they be burned in the fire. Hear ye that are far off what I have done, and ye that are near acknowledge my might. The sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness hath surprised the hypocrites. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings? He that walketh uprightly, and speaketh uprightly, he that despiseth the gain of the oppressor, that shaketh his hands from the holding of bribes, that stoppeth his ears from the hearing of blood, that shutteth his eyes from the seeing of evil, he shall dwell on high. His place of defense shall be the munition of rocks. Bread shall be given him, his waters shall be sure. Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. Fear ye not the reproach of men, neither be afraid of their revilings. For the moth shall eat them up like a garment, and the worm shall eat them like wool. But my righteousness shall be forever, and my salvation from generation to generation. In the year Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphim. Each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. And one cried unto another, and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the posts of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Then I said, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then flew one of the seraphim unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with tongs from off the altar. And he laid it upon my mouth, and said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips, and thy iniquity is taken away, and thy sin is purged. The Lord is high above all nations, and his glory above the heavens. Who is like unto the Lord our God, who dwelleth on high? Therefore shall the Lord of hosts, send among his fat ones leanness, and under his glory he shall kindle a burning like the burning of a fire. And the light of Israel shall be for a fire, and his Holy One for a flame. And it shall burn and devour his thorns and his briars in one day, and shall consume the glory of his forests and his fruitful field, both soul and body, and they shall be as when a standard beareth fainteth, and the rest of the trees of his forest shall be so few that a child shall write them. At that day shall a man look to his Maker, and his eyes shall have respect to the Holy One of Israel. And he shall not look to the altars, the work of his hands, neither shall respect that which his fingers have made, neither the groves, nor the images. In that day shall his strong cities be as a forsaken bow, and the utmost part branch which they left because of the children of Israel, and there shall be devastation. Because thou hast forgotten the God of thy salvation, and hast not been mindful of the rock of thy strength. Therefore thou shalt plant pleasant plants, and set them with strange slopes. The Lord hath accomplished his fury. He hath poured out his fierce anger, and hath kindled a fire in Zion, and it hath devoured the foundations thereof. And it shall come to pass, that he that is left in Zion, and that he that remaineth in Jerusalem, shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. When the Lord shall wash away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof, by the spirit of judgment, and by the spirit of burning. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and upon all her assemblies, a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night, for upon all the glory shall be a defense. For who is God save the Lord? Or who is a rock save our God? For it is God that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places, that I may show forth all thy praises in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. For I have eaten ashes like bread, and mingled my drink with weeping. And I set my face unto the Lord God, to seek by prayer and supplication, with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. Thus ends the 19th chapter of the Book of Zion. Now will I rise. In this chapter, I used Isaiah 33, 10 to 16, Isaiah 51, 7 and 8, Isaiah 6, 1 to 7, Psalms 113, 4 and 5, Isaiah 10, 16 to 19, Isaiah 17, 7 to 10, Lamentations 4, 11, Isaiah 4, 3 to 5, Psalms 18, 31 to 33, Psalms 9, 14, Psalms 102, 9, and Daniel 9, 3. Okay, so that ends the 19th chapter. Now will I rise. The next time, I will read the 20th chapter of the Book of Zion, which is, And it shall come to pass. Until then, may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, keep you from all harm, and teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Be the joy, my people. Spread the joy. Stay happy and high if you use drugs, because you have your right and reason to do so. You have a living God who is waiting to champion your cause. All we have to do is ask, and they will come. They will uphold our right to use drugs, and they will give us honor and glory, double for all of our pain and suffering. That is the promise of the living Most High God of the earth, the Grey. I am Zion. I speak for the Grey. I come to you, bearing the words 3,000 years old that foretell of the events that are happening in the world right now. And my book, The Potsmoker's Bible, which contains this prophecy, the Book of Zion, lays out for you not only everything that has been happening since Trump took presidency in 2016, but everything that's going to be happening from now on. So, if you want to know what God truly thinks of you, and your lifestyle, and how you treat the world around you, then I suggest you look to the Book of Zion, because that is where you'll find your answer. And if you look to the idols and call upon them, good luck. because they cannot answer your prayers. If you want your prayers to be answered, I suggest you find one of the Zionite people who have the capacity to be priests. They alone have the genetic ability to both hear and speak to the true living gods of the earth, the blue-skinned beings that we call gray. Now, I want you all to stay happy and high, or I want you to at least respect those of us who do, because we have suffered mightily at your hands. And that suffering is ending even as we speak. Black Lives Matter was foretold by the prophecy of Israel, and it leads to the end of the war on drugs. And I am the champion that God has chosen, trained, and empowered. So, know that I love you. I have spent my entire life proving myself worthy to the true living God so that they can come back to earth and help us to create a society that knows no war. A society where you are not judged by the color of your skin, but by the craftsmanship of everything that you create. Imagine a world where corporations don't exist. Instead, everyone has the opportunity to be the best that they can be at whatever they choose to be. That is the Zionite way. And if you will allow me, I will show you exactly how we can do it and how it can work for all of us. And my way is not really my way, it's the Greys' way. And it's been proven. Their government has existed longer than our planet has existed. And they have taught me that form of government. And I am ready to teach it to you. So, do you want to be free? Do you want to have a living God who answers your prayers? Or would you like to have a God that you can actually talk to? Well, okay, only if you get high. Yeah, but one that you can see. Because what I'm talking about is having living gods here on Earth amongst us. Star Trek, here we come. So, until next time, I'm going to say later. Because just like the Grey, I'm never going to say goodbye.